I don't think tools like Claude are making startups faster. I think they're quietly changing how people build software, and most people don't fully see the trade off yet. I'm a founding engineer at a YC backed company. We're moving fast and things are going well, but that's actually part of why I've been thinking about this more closely. I'm seeing this shift in real time while building. The real change isn't speed, it's abstraction. Before tools like this, building software forced you to hold a mental model of your system. You had to understand how everything connected because you were responsible for debugging it when it broke. Now Claude sits between you and that layer of understanding. You describe the intent and it generates implementation. And slowly, your relationship with the system shifts from understanding it to working through it. This creates a weaker mental model. The concern isn't that the AI writes the code, it's that it becomes easier to avoid forming deep internal models of what you're building, so debugging shifts from reasoning through systems to regenerating solutions. And over time, architecture becomes less about design thinking and more about iteration over outputs. Another consequence is hidden fragility in teams. The big issue is that this can affect teams. When everyone can produce code so quickly, systems grow faster than shared understanding. So what ends up happening is you end up with code bases that are evolving so quickly, but without a matching increase in collective clarity. You spend more time talking to your team about what's going on, what purpose these applications serve, and that gap is where subtle fragility starts to build up. Another consequence of Claude is the illusion of capability. We need to think of Claude with a different perception. Just because our output is increasing, it doesn't mean that our capability is increasing too. Sometimes when we prompt and you build code quick, it feels like our output increases. But does that mean our capability is increasing too? I don't think so. And I think that difference becomes important over time. Most importantly, there's a strong dependency issue with this. The worst consequence about all this is the dependency. You're relying on companies such as OpenAI or Anthropic and their infrastructure to develop your code base. And these two companies are losing money at an incredible pace. You're building on top of an intelligence layer that's improving so quickly, but also is outside of your control. I'd put a big bet that these tools become more expensive to use, where you may rely on the infrastructure and be put in a bad place. So these are some of the ideas I have on why Claude can be a major risk for a startup. I don't think that the story is simply that Claude makes engineers better or worse. It might be more about and stopping practicing bad habits and relying on it too much.